break out your still warm Halloween costume because the Harley Quinn spinoff just got one step closer to becoming a reality. In an exclusive reported by The Wrap, Christina Hodson is now attached as the screenwriter on the DC project. Hodson's first feature, Shut-In, is coming to theaters this month, but she also wrote both the Bumblebee spinoff for Transformers series and a Fugitive reboot. That's right. It was revealed that the film will probably not be a solo film for Harley, but rather a combo Harley meets Birds of Prey meets potentially other villains, with Margot Robbie, of course, returning as the Queen Clown herself. Now, here to talk with me about this is the Harley to my Ivy, Joe Starr.
Hey, you puddin'.
Joe, all right, so first we got to break down Birds of Prey. Who are they?
So, Birds of Prey are, traditionally, it's Oracle, aka Barbara Gordon, Black Canary, Huntress, not an original member, but since legendary Gail Simone added her in, she's for all intents and purposes
very much
a core
associated
member.
with the team.
For me, who is more of an Arrowverse sort of DC disciple, Huntress from Arrow, she was the daughter of a mobster who was out for revenge in, I think, the first season of Arrow. So this would be a cool transition for that character to the big screen.
Right, and Black Canary as well.
Right, yeah, Laurel, good old Laurel Lance, yeah.
So another thing that needs to be addressed is that with Barbara Gordon as Oracle, being a huge member of the team, so Oracle is a post-Batgirl Barbara Gordon who was paralyzed, at least in the DC Comics, by the Joker. So does that mean that in this timeline that Jared Leto's Joker has shot Barbara Gordon?
So the one thing not the one thing, I'm sorry. One of the things I do like about what DC has done with these movies so far is, especially with bringing Batman in, they've said, hey, they've been at this for a while. A lot of these stories already exist. There's a Robin suit, in the Batcave as sort of an in memoriam. So they could very easily just fold into, hey, here's the Birds of Prey. These things happened ages ago. We don't really need to introduce them. But I think doing that, you're leaving a lot of great Barbara Gordon as Batgirl stories on the table.
Right. Is this too many characters to introduce at one time?
Let's keep the scales balanced. I said a nice thing, I'll say a mean thing. DC really likes to balance too many characters on a scale at one time. On one hand, I do like the idea of Harley Quinn versus these three ladies, but just that, Harley Quinn v. Birds of Prey. But I don't need a whatever the doomsday is going to be in this iteration of Batman v Superman. I don't need it.
Right. So you think that it's going to be Harley versus the Birds of Prey because in some iterations in comics, Harley has ended up teaming up with the girls, even in Batman the Animated Series. Sometimes she's a good guy. You think that'll happen here?
Yeah, I think, if not necessarily a direct team up, she's such a great turncoat character, and Margot Robbie's, let's polarize back to saying nice things, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is fantastic, and I think it could really go either way, as long as she is really driving this movie, and we're using her as an opportunity to introduce new characters to sort of throw at her, I think we're in a good direction.
Yeah, she's also supposedly attached to produce.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing her take on this, on the ladies of the DC universe. One thing that I was hoping for is one of my favorite Harley team-ups is Batman in the Animated Series, the Harley and Ivy episode, where the two of them meet up and then they form a lady villain team and start taking the Batman out.
Is a classic episode that has led to, I think they've done multiple series at this point,
right.
In the comic books
so
of this relationship.
Sirens, where they team up with Catwoman is fantastic. So I really am interested to see if Catwoman, if Poison Ivy, all of them are gonna show up in this film, and it'll just be a big old lady team up.
Historically, the Batman universe is DC's strength on the big screen, and especially from what we've seen from their films so far, that continues to be true. Ben Affleck, everyone said he wouldn't be, but he was one of the best parts of that film, and Margot Robbie was certainly the highlight of Suicide Squad. So I think we're in for a cool movie.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today about this, Joe. So what are your thoughts on this? Are you hoping for a Harley team up with the Birds of Prey versus Birds of Prey? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us here at Screen Junkies News.